Hey guys, welcome to another video of the Completable Futures in Java. This is the third video in the series. If you haven't watched the first and second videos, please go back and watch the first and second videos because they address different things. In this one, we're going to show how we can use function combine. The function combine is when you have two functions that returns values, but you don't want to carry on the result of the second one. You just want the result of both of them. So basically, you want to combine the results of both of them in some form or shape. All right. So as you see here, what we have here, I have a class and then a main function. So the main function, so we can run our class. So what we're gonna do here, as usual, we need pool of threads. So we need an executor service to do that, to create. So we're just gonna name it service. We always want to fix a number of threads because we want to control the number of threads that they run in our application. We do not want to overwhelm our applications with the number of threads. So we want to fix, so we just say we would have a five number of threads. So now that we have the thread pool, we need a completable feature. So let's just do a completable feature. We're just going to have it of type integer now. You can have it of type anything. We're just going to call it feature one. In this feature one, what we're going to do, we wanted to do, the only thing we wanted to do for us, we just really wanted to return a value for us. But let's say we wanted to return value 5. So because it's an integer, we just wanted to return that value 5 for us. However, I want to know what's the name of the thread that execute this piece of code. Just to show you that threads, they are different threads that execute these different pieces of code. So this is the number feature. So we're just gonna print the name of the thread. So I'm gonna do system that's println. I'm just gonna do feature one. Just gonna say feature one is sleeping here. And then we're gonna do the name of the thread. And then we're gonna get the name. So we're already doing here, basically we just want to get the name of the thread that is running here. It can execute this piece of code and then we're going to return the value 5. Obviously in your real code you can have it return anything you want. Make it sleep a little bit so we can just see the functionality. So let's just make it sleep for like 300 milliseconds. Now because there is we invoke the sleep function on the thread, we have to either surround it by a try catch or we have to throw an exception. I'm just gonna surround it by try catch. So exception. I think this is gonna be an interrupted exception. Yep. We're just gonna print the stack in here. We don't really need this. We just alright. Just wanted to sleep. So this first completable feature, all what it does is going to print the name of the thread that's going to execute this. It's going to sleep for 300 milliseconds and then it's going to return the value 5 to us. And now what we're going to do, we're going to have another thread. We're going to have it also of type integer. We're just going to call it feature 2. And it's another completable feature. Let's place sync. All right. Alright, and let's have it, we're gonna have it return like 10. I also want to do the same thing here. Just want to print the name of the thread that is going to execute this piece of code, just to show you that the name of the thread that executing this is a different thread basically that's going to execute it. A.print stack. Alright, so they just print it here. So I'm just going to do feature 2, sleeping in this thread. All right, and then we're just gonna have it sleep a little bit here, just to show you. We're gonna sleep for another 3 milliseconds. Okay. So what we have in here, the same thing. So we have in here, it's a feature one. All what it does, print the name of the thread that executes this piece of code, sleep for 300 milliseconds, return number 5. This is another completable feature, feature 2, or what it does, it's sleep again in here, and then we'll print the name of the thread that is executing this, and then it will sleep, and then it will return us the value 10. So we'll just pass the service here as well. All right. So now what we want to do, we want to combine the result of these two features. So we are going to have the output of this function, and in the output of this function, which is 5, the output of this function, which is 10, we want to combine these two functions. We want to combine the result of these two. So we were going to do the same thing, and we can keep carrying this. So let's just call it combine. We're just going to do, you have to do like feature 1 or feature 2, doesn't matter which one you call really. And then you're going to call thenCombine. And this is will combine the result of the function 1 and function 2. So we're just going to do async. Also, I wanted to run the async one. So what we're going to do here is, so we're going to do feature, right? So we combine, so it's feature 1. We want it to be combined with feature 2. So we're going to do here feature 2. So this feature 1, we want it to be combined with this feature 2. So we're doing feature 1, then feature 2. All we have here is we're going to do X and Y, and this is will be the input from feature 1. This is the, this is the output from the feature 1. This is the output from feature number 2. So, and now that we have this, all right, so we can do whatever we want with it. So we're just going to return, we're going to just combine them. Obviously you can do whatever you want here with this, with these two values, but now you have the two values from two functions, because earlier on we carried only one function, or the output of one piece of code. This is we're carrying the output of, we're combining both functions. All right. But let's also print this out. Just print the thread that is running. All right, so we're just gonna do inside the combine function, and then we're just gonna print the name of the thread that is running here. Going to current thread that get name. All right. So you can see what we did in here. We have this completable feature. All what it does, print 5, return 5 for us, and print the name of the thread. This is obviously all it does same thing, return 10, and then print the name of the thread. What we're focusing on here is really this piece of code in which we basically were using basically the output from function number 1 and function number 2, and you can do any code, any work with them. In this example, all what we're trying to do here is I'm summing them up. I'm just putting the output or the sum for both of them. But obviously in your actual code you can do whatever you want to do with them, or whatever the business logic wants you to do for that. So we're just gonna print them. So we're just gonna do then accept. We're just gonna accept the output, so we're just gonna print it. So it's gonna be alright. So after we combine them, you can combine this the output of function 1 and the output of function 2. In this area we're just summing them up. You can also carry on, because this is returning a function, you can also carry on the output of this combine function, and then you can do obviously you can do whatever your business logic want you to do with it. In this case we're just summing them up. Here I'm just showing you how you can combine the output of two functions and then basically combine them. Alright, let's do, so we're gonna do here, we're gonna do thread, let's sleep. Alright, let's sleep. So we slept here for 300 milliseconds, so we have to sleep longer than that to wait for all of them to complete, right? Because this is gonna sleep for 300 milliseconds, it's gonna sleep for 300 milliseconds. So let's just sleep for like 500 milliseconds. And after that, we're just going to shut down the service. You have to shut down the service. And then you have to wait for the service termination. So let's wait about, let's say 4 seconds. Just 1 second. Alright. So now we're gonna run this function and we're gonna see what we have in here. So it's clearly, as I stated earlier, we have a function, we have a feature number one that does a piece of work. We have another function that does a piece of work and also return a value to us like the same one. Here, basically, which is the main purpose of this video, is to show you that how you can use the combine, you can use the output of the two previous functions, and you can obviously apply your business logic to it. Even the combine, once you have a combine result, and you can apply, you can have it return whatever you want it to return basically, and then in here I'm just printing it out, and obviously just to show you that you can carry that output. So here it should be 5 plus 10, it should be 15, and here we just sleep in because we wait for all this code to finish. All right, let's run it. It's building. All right, looks like it ran. So as you can see here, so what we are seeing here, the first one is we are seeing this, so line 14. So we print in feature number one. What we're doing here is, you can see that it run on a separate thread. So it's pool one, so it's the same thread pool that we created right here, and it's thread one that runs it. And after that, obviously we're sleeping here, and then we return 5. Then we start this feature number 2, which we can see in here. So feature number 2, and then the name of thread, you can see it ran on a different thread. So it's thread number 2. And here the combined thread obviously run on a completely different thread. And here the sum, obviously right here, we just print the sum, which is 15. So this is just a piece, the small video for pips. It's an example to show you how you can combine the output of two completable features in Java. Thank you for watching.